Alright, ladies and gents, this is the 98 Expedition. What we've got going here is with the key off. Let me turn off some of these lights. With the key off, our faceplate is lighting up. I'm sure you can see that. And obviously this shouldn't be happening. I actually took the fuse out for the radio harness because this does have the adapter that allows you to connect. Well, actually I believe it does. I have to double check. I'm going to take this out. But I take away the accessory power fuse and it still is lighting up. And so what that means is the constant battery source, the constant battery voltage source for this head unit, which is always feeding into the unit, there's some sort of a short in the system that is commanding the lights to be on. And oh, by the way, with the key on, the radio doesn't work. Let me just confirm that again because I haven't done that in a second. I actually took the accessory fuse out and put it back in, meaning the key on power. And whoop. So it's like this, it's like it froze. I've seen reviews on like this from Amazon, so I'm thinking the whole unit is kaput. This is a Jensen JDM118BT Tango. It's not a big deal because this has been in here for like 2, maybe 3 years. So it kind of, right now it's selling for $40 on Amazon, so it really did kind of, hold its own, and I ain't mad at it, I gotta remember how to do this, actually. Alright. So what I'm looking for, guys, is obvious signs of shorts. Not the short pants a kid would wear. And this obviously looks great. This is going into the harness. So from the Ford harness, I've got power coming in. With everything out, let me retest it. Let me get this over there. And I'm just gonna call this head unit kaput. And this thing, look how small, it's light, it's small, and I don't know, it must have just incurred some damage. So it is lighting up. So what's going on here, guys? When I turn the key off, it's cutting the power. Now it's cutting the power, which is always confusing to me. So the red wire is the ignition 12 volts. So when I turn the ignition on, I get 12 volts here. The yellow wire is the constant 12 volts, which is the battery, which is what's going to, in fact, let me look at this fuse back. I got a fuse back here I need to look at. This is allowing constant 12 volts to get into this head unit to maintain the memory. But obviously what you see here is there's some sort of a short going on from this power source, because I have the key off right now, so there's no power from this red one here. And what's going on is that there's some sort of a short, and it's turning on the lights here, and nothing else is working. That may be some sort of a code thing from Jensen, like that might be like a factory default or like limp mode. So I'm gonna take that out, take this antenna out. This thing is there's nothing to this thing at all. Let me use this little fuse tool I have right here. And fuse looks great. I don't see any signs of breakage. Just because you never know, let me get a new fuse. It's gonna be a 10 amp. I think I'm going to end the video here because there's nothing to this unit at all. You plug the harness in, there's an antenna, there's outputs. There's a connection there. Everything looks good. So there's just an unfortunate issue, which of course in doing this, I'm resetting everything. Let me just re-plug it in. See what's cracky-lacking. Somebody on Amazon said they reset the battery and it actually worked for another week. Ooh, there we go. That's looking good. I think we just reset it, guys. So this is exactly actually what the guy said happened to his. So this is probably gonna work. But the next time it goes out, we'll just see what happens. No, it looks like we have nothing. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, guys, so conclusion. For some reason, this thing resets or does something. I'm not sure why. And what just fixed it is I did take the fuse out of the back here. It's exactly what the Amazon review said. What I don't like is that that happened, but since it does work, let's just put it back together, you know? If it ain't broke, don't fix it type of thing. Nothing wrong with that. Once it finally goes kaput, I mean, obviously we'll replace it, but I mean, of course. All right, let's try to. Yeah, this thing's all bent up. I don't know why. All right, so this isn't a perfect install that I did. It was a make it happen type of thing. This top part just clips in. And, oops. Oh. Sorry, all right. That's in. Sorry, everybody, I should be paying attention to that. All right. And of course, on this side, I already broke it. It is kind of, it's not the best fit, and as you can see, it already is popping out there. Okay, there we go. That's how it goes. Let's plug it in. Let's make sure. All right, you see what happened there? Key is off and it turned on for a second. Now, there could be some residual power hanging out there, but that's probably what's adding to our issue, because that's, in my opinion, not supposed to happen. But all right, and we're gonna go ahead and set these up for my wife. Since it's Christmas time, we will do 98.9 number 2. All right. I'm gonna turn it off because I'm plugging in the 4-wheel drive switch. I want to have the key on when I do that. All right, let's pop this bad boy back in there. This, I'm actually not sure if I'm gonna be able to get on here. There you go. All right, so we're not ever gonna take this out because I was plugging in, unplugging it. May or may not have added to our issue. I don't think it did, but I just think this unit is becoming a little sensitive. It's fine. Sometimes we can all get sensitive in life. I did have to use the owner's manual to identify the fuse for the radio, which is the number 8 fuse, 5 amp, right here by your left leg, right above the e-brake release. Chevrolet does a great job at labeling their stuff, so you don't have to look it up before it makes you look it up, which is fun. All right, last test. Let's turn off some of these lights so we have some actual. All right, so this is normal terrible lighting. Let's do this. All right, so we got our radio. Our radio is back in action here. All right, so we're gonna leave it as that and carry on. The next thing we're going to look at is what's currently happening. Key on, engine off, theft light is blinking. And I'm actually gonna re-record this because I'm gonna start the next video with that.